Today we're here with TNF at Lift 365. He's going to be taking us through the most optimal chest day to get bigger.
Can't forget the shoulders and triceps, man.
Never, bro, never. So the max plate is too light for him. So he needs to have another plate. Looks like he has a pin here to put even more weight on.
This is not absolutely necessary, right? Like if you wanted to, you could do higher reps, stuff like that. You guys know me, I like to work a little bit lower rep ranges, somewhere around like 5 to 10-ish. But there's nothing wrong if you need to take your reps up a little bit higher in order to get to failure. You just might get a little bit more fatigue out of it. Not a huge deal. Or, I mean, this gym has a billion options here, so you could find something else. But I'm liking this machine, so I want to stick with it. Good?
Things you don't see every day.
That feels good. Feels good. You want to do this?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it.
Just don't show the weight.
Nice. And good. Go.
Oh, look at that.
All right, now foot.
Oh.
Yeah. I want you snapping your shoulders on the way back. Once you get to that point where it's like you're at the very end of it, like you're gonna, because before obviously like when the weight's not too heavy, you allow it to go all the way back. Yeah. But you don't want to do that when you're going with your max weight. Okay. And then suddenly it's like you're, it's the worst. I don't want a torn labrum, guys.
I noticed you didn't do any like extreme warm up or anything.
No, not at all. So this is something that people always get confused by. They'll see me, they'll be like, wait, did you warm up? I'm like, yeah. They're like, really? All it is just lighter amounts of whatever it is you're gonna do. Now, if you have like some sort of specific injury to you that you need to like really get that joint warmed up or something, understandable. But if you're feeling healthy, your overall joints are good, as long as you build up to that weight, you should be absolutely fine. So like, obviously, stack was my last warm-up, just a couple reps, just get things flowing. But you don't need to do these like huge, like I see people take like 15-20 minutes to warm up, but I'm just not me, man.
Yeah,
it's not
just
me.
Wasting your time, bro.
Hey, if you like it, go ahead. I'm not gonna tell you can't do that. I like efficiency. What am I doing? We still need to rest. I can still feel my chest from the last one. I need to.
Oh, we need to rest more?
I need to rest more.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a 2 minutes minimum guy.
Really?
And then most of the time, especially with bigger exercises like this, I'll be like 3-4 minutes before I do another set. Hopefully, the camera guy has enough time for that. But
yeah, right.
Hey, if you need me to rush along a little bit, then I can.
I know you're supposed to rest longer, but especially when I'm training alone, I'm just like, I feel like I'm not working hard if I rest longer.
You're a sweat guy? I gotta sweat?
To a degree, like.
Every time somebody comes and watches one of my lives, they're like, oh, you're resting too long. Yeah. Or they're like, you're not even sweating, or like, you're not even breathing hard. I'm like, well, that's not the goal.
Oh yeah, that's cardio.
The goal is to get this as big as possible, not, okay, can I get myself a good sweat?
Yeah.
How many sets do you typically do?
3.
Okay. I see people go after 3 sets a lot, and they're like, oh, you don't need 3 sets, just do 2. I'm like, 3 sets is fine. Yeah. Especially if you're only doing one exercise for that body part. 3, sometimes even like 4 sets I'll do for a body part, and people will go crazy because they're like, 2 is the max, and 1. Like, I'll do 1 on most things. People are underdoing their volume like crazy.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Oh. I always need a few, like I do. After you do a set, are you just like you just like get up and go?
If it's anything but legs, yeah. Dude, I'm only like that for legs. You put me through a hard like hack squat set, I'm cooked.
Yeah, dude, hack squats are one of those ones where it's like, I know it's a fantastic exercise, but I get almost a little bit scared for every hack squat set. It's just pain. I think you could sack this. Look at that. See, he's got a big chest. I knew it. Nice. Good. Nice. Yep. Rack.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
So recently, over the past few months, I've had an issue with like appetite, and I've had like for some reason zero appetite at all.
Okay.
What would be some tricks to help get my appetite back in?
So why do you need your appetite to be higher?
Because
What's your goal right now?
For a fat minute, I don't know why, but for some reason, like after like even trying to space out, I can only get maybe at max like 2 small meals a day.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm not being able to hit my nutrients well enough for that.
How's your gym performance been?
It's been overall good. Same thing.
Still improving?
Yes.
Okay, so people get far too concerned with trying to hit an arbitrary amount of food. But if the amount of food that you're hitting is actually allowing you to have quality gym performance, that might just be your body telling you it doesn't want to gain too much more fat, which is fine, right? Like you're not looking at somebody who, like, you're not at the point where you're so lean that it's going to hinder your gym performance.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to do what you need to do in order to get the food in that you can. And as long as the gym performance keeps improving, honestly, it's kind of better, in my opinion, because some people like have a really hard time managing their appetite, and because of that, they'll easily go into an overbulked phase. But for you, like, you have a healthy amount of body fat, you're improving in the gym. Other than like the fact that maybe you might be struggling to get your protein in,
That is a little bit of a factor.
I would say at that point, just make sure you prioritize the protein first.
Yeah.
Don't have the protein so that it's like, okay, the protein gets done out of the way before anything else, and then fill in the rest as you go. But that's probably just your body saying, hey, this is enough body fat that we have right now. We don't need to be pushing it up higher. And worst comes to worst, if your gym performance is improving and you're eating even in a slight deficit for a little bit, you're recomping.
Okay.
If you're able to progress on your lifts, you're building muscle, you're losing fat, and then eventually, as you lose more fat, what will happen is your appetite will actually increase.
Okay.
So don't worry about trying to just like push it up.
Yeah, I'm not saying like I'm going through a both phase. It was just a little. It was like for a moment, it was a little bit of concern, but
Exact same thing happened to my brother-in-law, and I was like, shoot me a physique update. He shot me a physique update. I'm like, oh yeah, because you're carrying a little bit more body fat than you were previously, and it's a feedback loop, right?
Yeah.
You get more fat, and then what happens is they actually have an ability to communicate, and then what it says is, okay, we don't need to be over-consuming. We need to be taking and just consuming how much we need in order to do our tasks.
Gotcha.
It will regulate you back, and unless you're like going through a state where it's like now you're just like shriveling up and like you're not able to have good gym, you don't even have to worry about it.
Noted.
But
Thank you so much.
yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Your name was?
Tim.
Tim?
Yes, sir.
Joel. Pleasure to meet you, man. No, I get that question a lot from people. They're like, oh, like how do I make my appetite higher? And I'm like, okay, you're not single digit body fat, right? Like you don't need to constantly be pushing more and more food. All that's happening right now is he's trying to push his food up above what it needs to be. And because of that, he's gained a little bit more fat than he had previously. And then what happens is the brain sends a feedback loop and says, all right, we're gaining too fast, and it automatically regulates him back down. Some people can't do that, and that's how you develop that's how you get people who get to like 400 pounds, and they're not even trying, right? Like they actually have messed up feedback loops, so they can't tell themselves that they're full. Their brain doesn't tell them they're full, so they feel hungry the same way he doesn't feel hungry.
Really?
It's really metabolic dysfunction. It's a whole can of worms that I love, but people want to see the lifting content. I got so excited to start things that I didn't even put on my straps.
I have them in my bag.
I literally put on my straps before the start of every workout. It doesn't matter even if I'm going to use them or not.
Yeah.
And people always make fun of me for it, but it's just like an ongoing joke. Guys, drop it in the comments. What am I going to say about him doing this particular form for the incline? You should already know. You should already know. But we'll let him get the set in and then we'll talk. Nice. All right, you want me to tear it apart?
Yep.
All right, let's tear it apart. Okay, so first thing, because we already did a variation where we had the elbows out and we're coming across, when I go to do the incline, I'm trying to more so heavily bias the upper. And in order to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take him rather than doing an elbows flared out portion, because I'm gonna come in here. So like I did like a full breakdown of like how this works from a biomechanics standpoint. But basically, you will still work the upper chest when you keep your elbows flared. Like people think that you just don't. That's just not true. You do, absolutely. But it seems if you want to take and get the most just overall towards the upper, having a bit more elbow tucked path while you have that incline is going to do that. And that's like, we're talking like maybe minor percentage points that way. People will make it this like make or break, like you won't grow your upper chest so you don't do it. But if I'm trying to be like, okay, I'm trying to shore up every loose end, I'll take both this and the incline and push up through here.
So you would use this grip?
Yes. Yeah. And then I would make sure the elbow's stacked. And then the second thing, I feel bad. I feel like we're just like,
No,
so let's take a look. I'll show you what I saw. All right. So you would get to here and then you'd keep fighting from here.
Yeah.
But at that point, that's just lockout. So what you're doing at that point is now you're taking and you're saying, okay, I'm not really concerned about my chest. I'm concerned about the movement. And whenever you do a movement, you want to say, okay, what is the purpose behind this movement? And if the purpose is chest, and you're here and you're fighting for 5 seconds up here, it's like, okay, well, we're going to do triceps later on in the workout. Yeah. So why would we not just leave that till later and focus on, okay, this is primarily where my chest is getting the work. Let's leave it there and then move on to our next thing.
Okay.
So, but good effort.
Thank you.
I need to get, no, I mean, the intensity is good. Like I love it. And again, like if you prefer, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll tell people this and they'll try and like they just can't get it comfortable. It just doesn't feel good for them.
Yeah.
And they'll try to continue to force themselves into it. I'm like, look, we're talking small little details here. So if you try it and it doesn't work well for you, then that's fine. It's not going to make or break your chest gains. Yeah, better to stay silent and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and leave no doubt.
So fire.
It's by like it is one of the things that has stuck with me, because often what will happen is people will ask you about something that you just don't know that much about, and people will just start talking.
Yes.
And they'll just go for it. I'm like, you know what, if I don't know a lot about this topic, it's better for me to, even if I feel like I'm 60-70% sure, to just be like, you know what, that's not my area, I'll look into it further for you. And so, no, that's stuck with me forever.
Okay, that's cool. That was cool.
Hey.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm honestly just going to wait until you guys are done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too. What's your name?
Marcus?
Marcus?
Yep.
Joel.
Thank you.
Hey, pleasure. So he came over and he said you were on a live one time and your grandpa gave a quote. And he said, you talked about a quote that your grandpa gave. And he said, what was the quote again? I can't remember the exact wording of it, but something about being a fool. And it was something that my grandpa would say, because often what will happen is, I'm sure that you already got it on the video, me explaining why I said the quote. But it's one that I've taken here the rest of my life. So often people will come to me and they'll say, well, you think you know everything. You think you know everything. Because I talk very confidently on things. And I just say, no, I just don't talk about things I don't know about. And that's something that most people should take into the rest of their life. You ask me really, really in-depth business finance questions, and I will tell you straight up, that is not my area. I'm not the person who's going to give you the absolute best advice in that area. There's somebody else who can do it better. You ask me about things that are related to music composition, art-related questions. There's tons of areas that I am not that competent in, and I'm going to leave those areas, and I'm going to really, really hyper-fixate on the areas that I do know. And if I don't know about that topic, you can guarantee I'm not going to speak on it, or I'm going to go do some research before I do speak on it. Let's go. Nice. So it's always interesting when there's not a perfectly standardizable range of motion.
Yeah.
Because I am one of those people who like a lot of people will get very, very obsessed with RIR. They're like, oh, you have to hit 1 or you have to hit 2. And I'm like, there's kind of a spectrum in terms of intensity where you got to figure out for yourself where that line is. But like if you noticed, at one point you were up to here in terms of your press, and then near the end you were like down here. So somewhere in that range probably makes sense for you to be like, you know what, it's not worth it for me to continue doing this range of motion. But you got to figure out for yourself like where that exact line is. I wouldn't say you have to stop as soon as you can't reach this right here, but maybe like here or something like that when you're getting past that breaking point. If you can't get past that breaking point, that might make the most sense to then drop that weight.
Yeah.
Otherwise you probably could have even done like 2 or 3 more where you're just like pumping here. It's like, so you found that as your line for that set, but over time what you'll do is you'll be like, okay, maybe I'm pushing a little bit further than I need to, maybe I'm not pushing far enough, and everybody has to figure out where that is, but people get hyper fixated on an exact number, and it drives me absolutely insane. There are some things that will go in my head and out, and like, I will just the gym is not one of them. Like that's my area where I just like, you could say a little bit of tism stuff. I don't know if that's political.
It's a healthy addiction.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on how you define health.
Yeah. It's a positive.
Yeah. I am, so there's people who will say like you need balance in your life.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I actually disagree. I think people try to be too balanced, or they use it as a coping mechanism for the fact that they are not prepared to do what they need to do in order to become truly excellent in anything. And so, yes, I agree with the overall concept that balance is good. The problem is people view balance as, oh, so you have equal across the board. You can't. If you want to excel in an area, you have to put your eggs into one basket. And yeah, you'll have a little bit of stuff around it. But if you really want to become truly excellent in any area, it needs to be something that does not have balance. Because if you balance everything, you'll never be truly excellent at an individual thing.
Okay.
See right there? Could have like done a few more of those. Is like, but I could tell that my chest wasn't actually able to push through what it needed to.
So that would have been just like delts.
So it's hard to know exactly because it's a spectrum, right? So the delts are going to work at times. The upper chest is going to work. They work in conjunction with each other. And so what happens is it's not really about whether it would be delts or whether it would be chest. It's about, am I going past what my chest is actually capable of producing large amounts of force? And am I basically turning this into an endurance exercise rather than something that's recruiting from the higher end, right? So like, think about it this way. If you were doing a lateral raise variation, right, and you start off with 30 pounds, and then you decide to do a drop set, and you go to 25 pounds, 20 pounds, 15 pounds, 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 2 pounds, you know, like everybody knows at some point that they're not doing what they need to do in order to grow muscle. The problem is people struggle to know where that line is. And my opinion is if you're doing a whole bunch of extra on top of when you could no longer produce the force to do the movement that you need to do, or that you were trying to do, then at that point, now what you're doing is you're just saying, okay, I'm going to recruit from the lower end of the threshold motor unit pool because the higher threshold ones are the ones that are allowing me to actually do that movement. And those are the ones that I'm trying to stimulate in order to grow. So now what I'm doing is I'm just tacking on a ton of additional fatigue. Because otherwise, why not take and do it until you can't move it anymore and then just keep pushing from the bottom even though the weight's not moving, right? Everybody knows intuitively that there is a line. It's just figuring out where that line is. And that's where people debate.
So you don't plan on going to Diamond Gym anytime soon?
I have no intention of going to Diamond Gym. Like, everybody wants me to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I played soccer for more than half of my life. It's like, I know what it's like to do
Yeah.
long endurance-based workouts. That's not my goal anymore. Like, like if I wanted to go do that, I'd just go back to doing intense cardio sessions for soccer training.
Yeah.
Like, so when I see them go in and they put like a 5-pound plate on the bar and then they're just doing a bunch of, I'm like, don't tell them I said this. You're doing what the Pilates girls do.
Oh,
Like that, it's literally a Pilates workout while trying to say you're hardcore. It's like, so as long as you scream, as long as it's in a grunge atmosphere,
yeah.
you're doing a Pilates workout where they do those, like, you know, like these. You're just happening to do it around a bunch of guys who are jacked.
Yeah.
All right, we have hit the chest as much as we're gonna hit it today. Let's move on to shoulders and triceps. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, 2 exercises for the chest, that's crazy. Honestly, most people treat the chest very differently than other muscle groups because they like the chest. So what they do is they say, oh, well, the chest, it's such an important part to the physique, you gotta have a ton of exercises for it. What we're really looking for is arm path, right? If you have an arm path that goes across here, if you have an arm path that goes through here, you're pretty much gonna cover almost everything the chest can do. You could argue for a component that comes down like this in terms of the lower fiber, but it'll be very, very minimal in terms of overall stimulus relative to the stuff that we've already done. So if you wanna throw in a third, some sort of component where you're doing a shoulder extension component, absolutely fine. We're just gonna do those 2 so that we can go have high quality performance for the rest of our workout, for the shoulders, the triceps, and if you think I'm stupid for thinking that, that's perfectly fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But you could also, if you wanted to, if you're thinking, okay, well, I want to have a fly that's a little bit more specific, that doesn't have any tricep involvement whatsoever, absolutely fine. Sometimes I'll even do that too. But the arm path is the thing that is most important. So if you didn't want to do one of these pressing exercises, you can take it and you can say, all right, I'm not really feeling the presses. I can do a fly motion like this, or I can do a low to high fly motion like this, and we'll accomplish very similar, if not the same purposes as what we just did. Now let's get to the shoulders. We're doing a lateral raise variation. Yep, up, up. Good set.
Sheesh.
Good set. So with this, I'll have people, because all you're going to see is you're going to see me actually turn around and go from the other side. They're like, oh, is that better? Is that better? No, it's not better. So everybody has a slightly different overall structure, way that they pattern their movements that works better for them. Or I should say, if you think through your workouts, you'll have a certain way of going about things that works better for your overall structure. So for me, I found that when I was trying to do stuff like this, I would get really jammed up, and it would be very, very hard for me to get through the range of motion that I was trying to get through. But I found that got completely fixed for me when I turned around this way, had just an ever so slight turn, not like this, right? I'm not doing the Hail Hitler. But this, for me, feels much, much better on my overall joints, the overall range of motion, the pattern, than it does for me if I try and do both arms at the same time this way. So, does it feel okay for you when you face that other way?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's totally fine, right? There is no right or wrong answer to this. So don't say, oh, well, TNF did it this way, therefore I'm going to force myself into that pattern. No, guys, your stuff is your stuff. The patterns, the overall movements, the overall principles, that's what I'm teaching you so that you can better apply them to yourself. Enough yak. Let's get to work. By the way, you should treat your lateral raises like any other exercise. I'll see people, they'll go and they'll lollygag through things like lateral raises. No, if you're there to do your lateral raise, get set, get ready, get mentally focused, and treat it the same way you would treat a squat pattern. I'm gonna need more weight.
So much for not going heavy on side delts, bro.
Okay, so it's all relative. It's all relative.
Oh,
No. When I say heavy, it's like, I mean, let's be real. Like if you're doing a chest press and you're doing that with a 50-pound dumbbell, your lateral raise can be like with a 10-pound dumbbell. So increasing by 5 pounds from 50 to 55 for a chest press versus increasing from 10 to 15, you're dealing with literally a 33% increase. A 50% increase on your lateral raise versus on your chest press.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a 10% raise.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's not the same category, but people are like, oh, well, my other lifts are increasing. I'm like, well, you might actually be increasing at the same rate with your side delts. It's just that relative increase would be about a half a pound.
Yeah.
Or a pound, not 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And so they get really tripped up. So like, why is it not progressing? Why is it not progressing? It's like, it might be progressing. You just don't necessarily have the micro loading necessary in order to see that it's progressing.
And the shoulders are a smaller muscle too.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Their overall output over the long term is going to be significantly less.
Yeah.
So you can't expect it to progress in the exact same format, or at least not visually progress in the exact same format.
with the weight.
And like I said before, treat your side delts the same way. There is no reason, I know it's going to sound crazy, assuming you keep good technique, there's no reason why the side delts can't be a 5-rep exercise.
Really?
It's totally fine, right? And the reason that people don't think that is because they don't necessarily feel it the way that they want to. And so they're like, but I don't get a burn that way.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, you don't need a burn in order for the muscle to grow. That's not the same thing as an actual stimulus.
Yeah.
So, assuming your technique is good, it's like, as long as you're going through the right motion, it is still your side delt that's failing, even if you didn't feel the burn.
That's interesting. I feel like for me that applies for an exercise like this, but if it were something like dumbbells, I would feel it too much in my forearms or traps if it's so heavy to only get 5 reps.
No, it's and that was part of the reason why I said I prefer variations like this.
You can cut out your traps.
Because I'm not going to be then using as much body language to make it happen. It locks me in, and then I know. That's why I'm a big fan of whatever exercises mean that you have to think about the exercise the least.
Yeah.
So I'll see people all the time, they'll set somebody up for an exercise, and they'll be like, okay, now think about this cue, think about this cue, think about this cue, think about this cue. I'm like, okay, when you're putting so much mental drive into figuring out all these cues and how to line them up with each other, you're not actually going to be able to output the same level for the muscle group itself.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting to the point where it's a distraction, and you want it to be something where it's so easy to set up and so easy for you to get the work on the muscle group that you don't need to think about 10 external cues in order to make the movement happen.
Yeah. That's where most people just overthink everything. You have your other arm?
Oh yeah.
Yep. We got TNF slacking? Not on my watch.
Well, so the reason that I didn't go to my other arm is because when I'm working out with a partner and I'm doing this, if we're both doing it, what I'll do is I'll do my right arm, then they'll do their right arm, then I'll do my left arm, then because another pro tip for you, the system still has to recover, right? Often what happens is, especially when it's a smaller muscle group, people don't think about the fact that, yes, you hit failure on the muscle group, but there's also a nervous system tax that comes with that. So giving yourself a little bit of rest before you move on to the other arm is the better option. So I'll actually do the same amount of rest between each. So I won't go right, left, and then rest. I'll go right, rest, left, rest, right, rest, left, rest. Yeah. And then start with your weaker side too, another pro tip.
Yep, up.
Ooh.
All right. Peptides are the hype right now. I know there's
Oh no.
a million different peptides, but what are your opinions on the major peptides when it comes to physique?
Okay, so peptides do less for people's physique than they think. But to ignore the fact that they help in general, I think would be stupid. Right now, it obviously depends on the type of peptide you're referring to. There's peptides for tons of different things. But if we're talking about the ones that majorly impact physique, like the biggest one would be GLP-1s, because obviously you have less fat on the physique. Like you're gonna look more shredded, more muscular, whatever else. But I think what's happened is because people have gone so fast into peptides and people are like really throwing out, what you'll have is you have a lot of people in the science-based community who are like, there's not enough evidence for you guys to be doing this stuff, and I'm like, Some of them, yes, but there's others where we have so much anecdotal evidence where it's impossible to ignore at this point that a lot of them are effective.
Yeah.
However, the safety is what the bigger concern on my part, because when you're shooting up substances that aren't necessarily the most regulated, you want to make sure that the sourcing is good. You want to make sure you know exactly what it is. But there are some that work very, very well. And there are others that I honestly think are just not worth the time. And people don't differentiate between that. It's like, oh, well, this will do this will do this. Like, okay, that one has a little bit more evidence than this one behind it. And it's all getting jumbled into one.
Yeah, it's such a broad question. I get asked, oh, are peptides good or bad? I'm like, what peptides? What do you mean good? What is your situation?
And that's the problem. Whenever people ask these questions, it's always the broad heading, right? And they do the same thing with performance-enhancing drugs. They're like, what do you think about performance enhancers? I'm like, which one?
Yeah.
I'm like, which one?
Yeah.
What dosing? What's the situation of the person using them?
Yeah.
I'm like, you tell me that somebody has a 100 nanogram per deciliter test level, and they've had that for the last 10 years, and they're having trouble sleeping, their libido sucks, their diet is on point, and they still don't have... I'm like, I'm going to tell you, put that guy on performance enhancers immediately.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you, get that guy on testosterone replacement therapy. He needs it, or at least he needs it for a higher quality of life.
Yep.
But that's not the same as me saying, oh yeah, go blast multiple grams of a bunch of different substances.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what it is you're referring to. But some peptides, some situations I think make sense for people. And even the people who are against peptides are, funnily enough, agree with this.
Yeah.
But they'll only agree with the ones that they have looked into and they think are the ones that work well, like the GLP-1s and stuff like that. But they'll completely ignore all these people fixing their injuries, or at least greatly accelerating their healing process with something like DPC. And I've seen enough, I've worked with enough people in practice I personally believe it's because they'll say, well, placebo is a big thing. I'm like, I'm seeing people who have been like dealing with joint issues for like 2-3 years within weeks, getting rid of them once they got, and yes, placebo, mind can all play, but it seems to be more consistent than it should be for just a placebo, because I've seen them try other things too that they should be able to placebo themselves with, but for some reason this placebo is working better than other placebos. You know,
effective, bro. Damn.
I don't know.
What is it, GHK?
Maybe we'll find out I'm an idiot in the future and that BPC literally does nothing. But no, this is not me saying to get on peptides. That the first sign of anything. It's just me understanding that there's going to be a lot of stuff in the future that we find out. We gotta wait for it. Wait for the evidence. Shoulders, man. Look at those striations. And done.
Felt pretty good.
You got some nice shoulders, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'm just watching like them ripple as you go through it. Looks good. Looks good.
Workout's going pretty good. I'm learning a lot right now.
Would you say it's going pretty good?
The workout.
Oh, okay.
It's like, because I usually just, if I'm training, it'll be with people that don't know as much as me, like not to sound cocky, but it's like, when you train with someone that knows more than you and is bigger than you, it's like, you learn so much.
Oh, he said I'm bigger.
Bro,
I didn't hear anything else. I didn't hear anything else. I'm just old, man.
No.
I'm just old. With age comes size. That is something that people will not accept. Like, it drives me absolutely insane. I had a 19-year-old content creator who has a physique that is almost as muscular as mine say that there would be no way that I could achieve my physique naturally. I'm like, he claimed to be natural. I'm like, you have about 5 pounds less muscle than me as a 19-year-old. And you're thinking that in the next 12 years, you couldn't get to my level, probably even above my level. It does, but that's the thing. It's like, because they want the results so quickly, they want everything to be there right away. They won't accept that almost all of the best natural bodybuilders in the world, especially for themselves, are their best in their late 30s.
Really?
Yeah. Late 30s, early 40s is when natural bodybuilders tend to peak. I swear to you, I'm not kidding you when I say this, I had those same shoes when I was in 7th grade.
Really?
For whatever reason, that look came back. Like it was something that's an old look.
Yeah.
And it's like obviously like the Jordans, right? And so they made like went through like 3. It went through when Jordan first had them.
Yeah.
And then like it went through a phase when I was in middle school, and then it came back again. So it like keeps resurfacing.
Yeah,
I had like those exact same shoes.
It's crazy because it's like the same designs. Jordan usually doesn't come out with like new designs. It's just because it's a throwback. It's just like, I don't know, maybe 2100, they'll still be popular.
I legitimately wore them for my 7th grade basketball season.
Damn.
Yeah. If I'm taking and I want to make this as stable as possible, I'm gonna lean forward so that my shoulder and like my overall humerus is perfectly in line with this. Because now I don't have to like stop my shoulder from moving forward like this if I'm here. If I'm here, then it's just straight, pure extension. And the arm can stay fixed the entire time. So I'm just forward. All you have to think about is this, right? If it's pulling you forward at all, then you just lean in a little bit more. Look at that. Look at those triceps. Beautiful.
Wow, 5 reps.
Oh, your arm looks nuts when you sang.
Jeez.
I was like,
yo, that's crazy.
I was like, guys, this is what I'm telling you. Social media is fake, man. He's not.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No.
No, he looks great, man. He looks great.
Thank you.
Jeez. That's awesome.
Quick pick?
Yeah.
What's your
I'll
name?
take it for you, right?
Right? Joel.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Pleasure to meet you.
You want me to take it?
Like, you're actually so informational. Like, I've learned so much from you, bro.
You look good, man. You look good. So I'll take it. What you got today?
I just came in for cardio rest day.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cardio day, worst day.
Yo, check out his shorts.
Dude, those are badass.
Yo.
Those are badass.
Is that merch from your company?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Have a good workout.
All right, hope you enjoyed that chest, triceps, and shoulders workout. Obviously, there's variations that you can do. There's things that if you don't have the exact stuff available that, you know, this gym has, which is phenomenal, you can do that. But I would just suggest coming out here. How was it?
It was a great workout.
All right, now, love you guys, appreciate you guys. TNF and
Sauced and lifts.
out.